Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you my full process front to back on how I train custom AI, also known as training your own LoRA. So what a LoRA does is it's basically supplemental information you can add on to your AI checkpoints. So let's say you're using Stable Diffusion, but you really want Stable Diffusion to understand what a Honda Civic looks like. So you train a LoRA on a bunch of images of a Honda Civic. Now Stable Diffusion can do Honda Civics very accurately once you've added that LoRA. I'm sure you already know that if you're watching this channel, but that's a quick explanation on what a LoRA does. So I'm going to show you how I create mine. Now, I focus on AI influencers, TikTok style girls, things like that for people who want to create user-generated content and kind of secure brand deals and make hyper-realistic social media influencers. So in my process of doing that, I have a few tools that I use and a few little tips and tricks that I've learned along the way. It was actually overwhelming when I first started. I really didn't understand how to do it or optimize it for my video card or the dataset prep. It was just overwhelming, but it's actually really easy to do. So just follow this video, use the tools I use, and you'll have no problem at all. These are the tools we use to create influencers. Of course, ComfyUI will be what we use in the end to generate our images. This is just a WAN 2.2 text to image workflow that I have. It's up on my Patreon as well. Then we've got Ostrus AI Toolkit, which is a free training tool. You can find this in the link in description. It's not my tool, but it's one of the more popular ones and easy to use. There is other options as well. I've tried them and I didn't love them as much. I did try them when I was more inexperienced, so maybe I could circle back and try them again. But this is the easiest, most straightforward tool for creating LoRAs. And then the third tool we use is the tool that I created, which is available for all my patrons. So if you go to patreon.com/small0, you can get that as well. It's open source. The code's not obfuscated in any way. So what this tool does is it makes the data prep basically automated and optimized. So I have it set up so whatever training goal you're selecting or target base model, it'll know what the best settings are for what you're trying to do. You can edit this how you want, but I've done extensive research on what works best, and I've implemented that logic into the tool. So these are just some images of Audrey Hepburn. So to create a LoRA, you have to have these images named properly and a text file associated with it that describes the image. So you can do that by hand. So what you would do is change each file to Audrey_1.jpg, Audrey_2.jpg, and so on. And then you'd have Audrey_1.text with a description of the photo. So you could do that without a tool. But what this does is it automates the whole process. It uses Google Gemini. It scans all the photos, creates the files for you, and writes a beautiful description based on what your LoRA training goal is. So it's brainless. It's super easy. You can run it on any system. It doesn't take any video card usage anymore. The first version I had did use a local model, which required a video card, but now we've switched to Google Gemini. You could use this on a laptop. I mean, a MacBook Air could do it. So it's pretty simple. What it's going to do is just automate that for us. So that's always the first step. So let's do that live, see how it goes. So all you have to do is just load your Google Gemini key in the environment file in the main directory, and away you go. It's super easy. Okay, so the first couple are done. It's good. All right, so once you're done, you just download the zip, and then you get all of your photos nicely named with the matching text file with the description. And once that's finished, you're going to go over to the Ostrus AI Toolkit and load it in. So let's fast forward and move over there. Okay, so quickly, this is what the folder is going to look like once you download the zip and extract it. So you've got your photo, and then you've got the description. So everything is done for you, super easy. You're just going to take all of these and drag them into Ostrus AI now. So you can go to datasets on the corner here, click new job, name it. So I named it Audrey, and then you just drag your images in. So we're going to start a new job. So this is where you're going to tweak a few things depending on what you're trying to do. So the training name, we're just going to do Audrey. That'll be the end name of your LoRA file. So whatever you want your LoRA file to be named in the end, you can always change it. That is no big deal. So if you have a GPU, which I hope you do, you shouldn't be training LoRAs without a GPU. And if you set a trigger word, which I did back here, so The reason I put Audrey Hepburn with the 3 instead of the E and then a 1 at the end is just so it's something unique. Because if you use a word that it recognizes, it may not pull from the LoRA and it may just pull from its own memory. So you may get a little bit of a skewed Audrey Hepburn, especially for other things that you're doing. So just keep that in mind. Keep your keyword unique if you can. And we trained this for WAN 2.2, but I actually do the training in WAN 2.1 with the training data more so aimed for WAN 2.2 settings. That's kind of how I've programmed the LoRA dataset tool, so that's kind of how it works. I have a 5090, so I don't actually need to enable the low VRAM. But if you have something less, just turn that on. It's no big deal. You can also unload the text encoders as well. So there will be no keyword in that instance, but that'll also reduce the processing power. So for some of you who have video cards that aren't as good or less VRAM, you could use that as well. I think you do need, though, at least 16 gigabytes, and I think you actually need 24. Don't quote me on that, I'm not sure, but... And if you go back up to the top here, where it says linear rank, the higher you put this, the more it's going to focus on the subject without any variety. So if you're trying to capture a vibe or, a filter or something, maybe keep it lower, but we want Audrey Hepburn's face, so we're going to put it up to 64 in that instance. Everything else, I'm not going to touch too much. Sometimes I change the learning rate, but this is fine. Now, this is where you want to select the proper data set. There we go. I don't touch any of this. Now, this is up for debate. Some people like to train on 1024. I always do 512, and I think my results are pretty good. Yeah, so just do that. Now, for WAN, we're not actually training text to video or image to video. We're doing text to image. So for our previews, let's just make it 1 frame at 1 frame per second. If you don't change that, all the samples it generates are going to be videos, and it's going to take forever. This is much better. It'll just generate images instead. And then here, what I like to do is actually copy one of the prompts from my actual LoRA data. So let's take the first Audrey picture. And that's the data straight from the LoRA file. So you can see how well it's training in the best case scenario, because this will be the most targeted, accurate image possible. It's exactly the same prompt as the LoRA file. So that's how I do it. You can fill out as many as you want. I usually do 3 or 4. I'm not actually going to train this live because that'll take a few hours, but let's pretend I did train an Audrey Hepburn one. I didn't in one. I have it in Flux, but I did train Drift Girl, I like to call it. Kind of like the influencer who poses in front of the drift cars and things like that, right? So I will mention I have all of these LoRAs that I create available on my Patreon as well. If you don't want to create them and you're just looking to buy some LoRAs to get realistic influencers, fair enough, I have them available. But if you want to do it yourself, I have the tools available as well. That's kind of what it's all about. I'm just trying to, give you the whole package so you can have autonomy on creating your own influencer. So I'm just going to generate an image for you here from the Drift Girl LoRA. This was trained the exact same way that I just showed you. Same process, going through my LoRA data tool, Ostrus, and then into ComfyUI. So let's generate one and I'll show you how good the results look. Okay, so that took 1 minute and 42 seconds. First run is a little bit longer. Usually it takes about 50 seconds to maybe 1:10, depending on the resolution and steps. So I have it cranked up right now because I'm going to eventually convert these to videos, like I showed you at the start here. So that looks fantastic. Like, that looks so good. I mean, that's hyper real as it gets. I'm really loving WAN for that. So you can do what I just did really easily at home. If you have a slower GPU or something with less VRAM, just do it overnight, come back in the morning and it'll be done. You can do even less steps than I did. I forgot to mention that, but I did 3,000 steps, which can be overkill. Some people just say 2,000 is enough. So yeah, I have this and other LoRAs available on my Patreon, but I mean, it's not hard. You can do it yourself too, but if you're lazy, just come join the Patreon, come hang out. Yeah, and shoot me a message if you have any suggestions for a LoRA you'd like to see or something. I don't mind doing it, just seeing what's possible. So yeah, I just wanted to show you my front to back approach on creating custom AI, also known as LoRAs. I hope it helps, and I hope it kind of demystifies the process. It's really not that hard. You just have to have the right tools and the right process. If you have any tips for me, let me know in the comments or on Patreon, because I'm still learning. I mean, AI is changing every day. By the time you watch this video, this could be outdated, but right now, this is the way to do it. All right, guys, have a good one.